There's a country right now where the government tells you exactly how to cut your hair, not a suggestion. A law, 28 approved hairstyles, total, for an entire population of over 25 million people. Pick outside that list, and you're committing a crime. Welcome to North Korea, where the rulebook is honestly stranger than anything you could make up. Let's get into it. Let's start with that haircut law, because it's genuinely one of the wildest on this entire list. In 2013, the government released an official list of 28 government-approved hairstyles, 18 for women, 10 for men. Men specifically can't have hair longer than 2 inches. Unless you're over 60, apparently age has its privileges even under a dictatorship. Young men are required to get a fresh cut every 2 weeks, whether they want to or not. And here's the genuinely twisted part. Even going to get an unauthorized haircut can be treated as a crime, meaning the barber and the customer can both get in trouble. There is one haircut you're specifically not allowed to copy under any circumstances: Kim Jong-un's own haircut. Nobody else is permitted to style their hair like the supreme leader, which honestly says a lot about how seriously they take this. Now let's talk about jeans, because this one is oddly specific. Blue jeans are banned outright in North Korea, not fashion discouraged, banned. The government considers blue jeans a direct symbol of American capitalism and Western cultural influence. Black jeans are technically allowed, but blue denim specifically is treated as a political statement. It's gotten so extreme that when North Korean state television occasionally airs foreign programs, any blue jeans visible on screen get digitally blurred out. This actually happened during a British gardening show that somehow made it onto North Korean television. And yes, someone in the government had to sit there and blur out random gardener's jeans one frame at a time. Sticking with clothing, women in North Korea have faced specific bans on wearing shorts, even during brutal heat waves with temperatures climbing above 30 degrees Celsius. Women have reportedly been fined simply for smoking outside while eating, warned that a second offense could mean actual imprisonment in a labor camp. Meanwhile, men generally don't face the same restrictions for the exact same behaviors, which is its own separate can of worms. Let's talk about something even more basic than clothing or hair: emotions themselves. During specific state mourning periods, laughing, drinking, and general leisure activities can be officially restricted. During the anniversary of Kim Jong-il's death, authorities have reportedly imposed periods of up to 11 days where citizens are expected to refrain from laughter and celebration entirely. July 8th, marking the death of Kim Il-sung, the country's founding leader, carries similarly heavy restrictions every single year. So depending on the calendar, smiling too much in public on the wrong day is genuinely something you have to think about. Now here's one that sounds almost too extreme to be real, but it's well documented. Sarcasm. Making sarcastic comments about the government or its leadership can be interpreted as hostile intent, sometimes even treated as an act of political violence. And punishment for this isn't a warning or a fine. It can mean detention in an actual political prison camp. Let that sink in for a second. A poorly timed joke can land you in a labor camp. Speaking of jokes gone wrong, let's talk about insulting the Kim family directly, because this is where things escalate to genuinely life-threatening territory. Publicly insulting Kim Jong-un, his family, or the state itself is treated as one of the most serious crimes you can commit in North Korea. And it's not limited to speech. Even accidentally damaging a portrait of a Kim family member, portraits which are legally required to be displayed in every single household, can be treated as a serious political crime. Every home is required to keep these portraits clean, undamaged, and prominently displayed at all times. And officials reportedly conduct random home inspections specifically to check on this. Now, let's talk about something most of us do without thinking twice: making an international phone call. In North Korea, unauthorized international communication is treated as an extremely serious offense, with some reports suggesting it can carry the death penalty in extreme cases. Particularly if you're caught communicating with South Korea, the government maintains almost total control over information flow in and out of the country, and unauthorized calls threaten that control directly. This ties into something even bigger: foreign media. Possessing foreign films, music, or books without authorization is illegal, and depending on the content and circumstances, punishment can range from labor camp sentences to, in the most extreme documented cases, execution. South Korean media specifically is treated as an especially serious offense, since it directly undermines the government's narrative about life outside North Korea's borders. Let's talk about something most people take for granted entirely: where you're allowed to physically go. North Korean citizens generally cannot travel freely, even within their own country, let alone internationally. Traveling between different regions typically requires official government permits, and unauthorized travel, especially any attempt to leave the country entirely, is treated with extreme severity. Defection attempts, if caught, don't just affect the person trying to leave. Punishment can extend to that person's entire family, sometimes across multiple generations, under a policy essentially treating guilt as something that can be inherited. Now, one that's honestly a little absurd once you hear it. Microwaves. Regular household microwaves are effectively banned in North Korea, officially because they're considered an unnecessary Western luxury item. Unofficially, it's largely because of the country's severe, ongoing energy shortages, meaning most homes simply don't have reliable enough electricity to justify one, even if they wanted it. Let's talk about bags, because even this got regulated at some point. Carrying a bag with a shoulder strap is considered a distinctly South Korean way of carrying things, and it's been discouraged as an unwanted foreign influence. Officially, bags are supposed to be carried in both hands instead. It sounds almost too small to matter, but in a country where nearly every visual detail is monitored for signs of outside influence, even how you carry your groceries can get flagged. And finally, let's talk about Coca-Cola, because this one's been a running joke for decades at this point. North Korea has had no official Coca-Cola presence since the 1950s, entirely for political reasons tied to rejecting Western capitalist brands. Occasionally, footage surfaces of Coca-Cola bottles appearing in restaurants catering to tourists in Pyongyang, but the company itself has repeatedly confirmed it does not officially do business there. Any Coke spotted inside the country got there through unauthorized third-party channels, not through anything sanctioned by either North Korea or Coca-Cola itself. So when you look at all of these rules side by side, a pattern starts showing up pretty fast. Almost every single law on this list traces back to the same core obsession: controlling identity, controlling information, and eliminating anything that even slightly resembles individual self-expression or outside influence. Hair, jeans, jokes, phone calls, even microwaves and grocery bags somehow all loop back to the exact same goal: total control over how people look, what they think, and what they know about the world beyond their own borders. Anyway, those are some of the craziest laws actually enforced in North Korea. If you found this breakdown interesting, let me know in the comments which one shocked you the most. No cap, that's the file. Catch you next time.